These are nasturtiums. Ryan's been eating these. This is my little basil bed. Siam Queen basil, purple opal basil, large leaf. I'm sure there's some lemon and some lime, and that guy, I'm not sure. I don't remember planting him there, but it's some type of cucumber or melon or something. These are zinnias. I'll show you a bigger plant in a little bit so you'll see what those are going to turn into. Alright. More basil. Siam Queen, purple opal. Maybe some Thai basil. These are bigger zinnias. This one will be blooming soon-ish. These are marigolds. Possibly some dahlias. We have some tomatoes. Most of the tomatoes in the garden are mystery tomatoes. I think this might be one of my Abraham Lincoln. I am not sure. We're going to find out together. Caitlin and I counted earlier, and there are 34 actual tomatoes growing in the garden, not including the flowers, which these are the flowers. So not including those. 34 tomatoes. Okay. Most of these are mystery. There are a couple that I know exactly what they are. This is a pepper. It's either serrano or habanero, maybe a cayenne. We'll find out. Here's my Brussels sprouts. These I did not plant from seed. These I got from Home Depot in February, I believe. And they're just now starting to put out some Brussels sprouts. There's some in there. There's bigger ones on that side. That guy right there is a peach tomato, but it's tripled if not quadrupled in size since I put it in the ground. This one's got baby tomatoes on it. I don't know what most of these are, but my Brussels sprouts are huge. The plants are. This is a broccoli. He's not going to give me broccoli before it gets too hot, but there's no harm in him living. Paisley's bucket, which is basil, marigolds, and chrysanthemums. This is cool. Okay, so this whole back row is full of sunflowers. The whole back row is full of sunflowers. Autumn Beauty and another one. The red one I just watered. But this is amaranth. It's a super grain, kind of like granola. Okra and amaranth, and then there's okra and amaranth down here too. We have about 60 okra plants. There's some more sunflowers. This whole thing is going to be sunflowers, okra, and amaranth, and they all get 6+ feet tall. Alright, got some canna lilies, a rose bush. Oh, I forgot this. These are my Armenian yard-long cucumbers. These are pink banana squash. These put out fruit that get about 30 to 40 pounds a piece. They are winter squash. Winter squash grows the same time as summer squash, but it has a longer shelf life. So we're gonna see what that does. Let's go over here to Haley's bucket. A lot of her flowers didn't germinate, but I put this little dwarf tomato. This one's only gonna get about 2 foot tall. Perfect for Haley. I think that's a silver fir. These are zinnias. These are zinnias, and then she picked a basil, which is really, really pretty. And that's growing wonderfully. I probably need to water in here. I forgot one. And look at that's an Arapaho blackberry. It's thornless, and they are delicious. And we got some little bitty berry plants. Hold on, Caitlin's calling me. Yes? We've got more zinnias, and this is a black creme tomato. That right there, that is a sucker. You want to pop that out. Just like that. You have to make the noise. Pretty sure that was a sucker, but we'll let it go since that stem was pulled. Those are going to be delicious. It's coming over here a little bit. This is our pepper bed. Okay. Pretty sure that those are Ancho Grande, which are kind of like poblano peppers. These in this square are the same in those square. I don't know what they are. I know there's serrano peppers, there's habanero peppers, and there's super hot peppers. The super hot peppers are in this square. But I don't know which is which. And we're going to find out. Alright. Propagated some rosemary. It is getting very big. These are burgundy bush beans. We picked them, or not these, but the ones I have on the other side. We picked some earlier, and they're green beans, but they're purple. They are absolutely delicious. Transplanted. These are my sweet peppers. These are not my spicy ones. These are like the bell peppers, the cabanel peppers, things like that. This whole area right here is going to be sweet peppers. We transplanted these day before yesterday, so they're going to perk up and take off once their roots really get going. These are yellow crop top bush beans, and all those little flowers right there are going to turn into green beans. This is old growth. This is new growth. These are my Tigger melons. I need to start training these up the trellis. These have absolutely exploded the past week or so. That one may not make it, but I've got 2 others right here. Weeds everywhere. And then that is a that's a scarlet runner bean. See the pretty red flowers. No beans yet. Working on it, and it's gone all the way up to right there. Look there. Lemon balm, strawberries, mystery tomato. But it's got some flowers. It's even got a couple little bitty baby tomatoes on it. And these, I ran out of room, so I had to put them directly in the ground. You can see some roots right here. I need to put a little bit of dirt on top of these and weed around them. But this one's doing really well. This is also a mystery tomato. I think this is a potato leaf kind. You see the leaves on this one are much different than the leaves on this one. So we have a crap ton of different kinds out here. This one has an actual tomato, not just a bloom. Some more of my holy basil. And there's a red noodle bean down there, kind of enjoying the shade. Coleus, very pretty. These overwintered from last year. Don't eat them, but they're gorgeous. Mystery tomato. All of these are mystery tomatoes. Nice little blossoms all over the place. Those all growing up there are scarlet runner beans. They're supposed to get about 10 foot tall. I'm hoping it'll cover this 9-foot arch. This is borage. Beautiful blue lantern type flowers. Apparently it gets really top heavy, but I've got one plant there, and one plant here, and they get huge. I mean, look at the stalk. They're ginormous. It's one of my favorite places in the garden. That's a chrysanthemum. I got that on sale last year, and it came back. Tomato there. These are burgundy bush beans right here. I was trying to fill in some space. This guy needs to go up. There's a tomato plant right here. There's two right there, and these are my Cherokee purple. Cherokee purple. I'm not sure. All different kinds, but this is one of my first batches of tomatoes. I gotta watch them because I'm not sure if they're green tomatoes. Here's my purple basil. This is opal, purple opal basil. This is the one I took a picture of earlier, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It does actually look like that. This is gonna be full. Oh, look, there's a butterfly. These are a mix of yellow crop top bush beans, burgundy bush beans, and regular Kentucky bush beans. Let me see if I can find. We picked them this morning. Look, here's a baby bean. Hey, little baby. All of those flowers will start putting out some beans. Let's see. These, I'm not sure what most of these are. Those are my cucumbers. Y'all look at all those blossoms. All of them, and it's starting to tendril and go up. Hopefully the bees find those. Let's see. These are all different varieties. See, like here's another potato leaf type tomato. And a regular leaf tomato. This one was getting so big I had to put a stick to kind of hold them up. As they get a little bigger, I'm going to tie them to this trellis. Here's a zinnia. The first and only bloom so far. I'm sure I have these labeled somewhere. This one and this one, I believe, are potential Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes. They're some of Ryan's favorite. They're a lot of people's favorite. But I'm hoping that's what they are. And those are volunteers. I see a couple flowers. Couple flowers. Oh, look, here's a tomato. Take that off. Here's another tomato over there. Some little baby tomatoes. You can see the blossoms on these better on the other side. That's Malabar spinach. That's going to grow up all over, especially as it gets warmer. These are struggling a little bit. I'm hoping they'll perk up. Here's a little spider friend. Hey, spider friend. Here's our red Malabar spinach. I started this in the greenhouse, so it got much bigger, and it's got some flowers on it. I'm not sure if we're supposed to keep those or what, but it just keeps going up. It's almost to the top of the middle of this archway. The jasmine. For the life of me, can't get that thing to do what I want it to. I had it up front in the shade. It wasn't doing so hot. I moved it back here. My neighbor has one and says that it needs full sun, so we're trying that. Here's another one. I was literally running out of room, so I had to put them in pots. Come back this way. I've got a volunteer pumpkin patch. Another volunteer pumpkin patch. Doing fairly well. Obviously no pumpkins yet, but the leaves on these suckers, they're huge. You can see the seed caps. They're everywhere. Let's go this way. Finish this. Alright, so these are more cucumbers. Lots and lots of blossoms. I'm hoping lots and lots of cucumbers. It's a tomato plant. Here is my loofah. This is going all the way up, and it's way up here now. Some Oregon snow peas. Won't be long before I have to pull those out. I don't have anything planted right here, but I also know that that loofah is going to get huge, and it's going to cover this entire 9-foot archway. Easy, if not all of the arches. My birds are getting into my peas. There's an okra. Don't remember what kind. Doesn't really matter. We're going to eat them all. Here's some more beans. We picked quite a few, but the smaller ones, we'll leave them here. These are the Kentucky Wonder bush beans. It's your regular green bean. There's my sage that I grew from seed, which is harder than it sounds. Oh, look. That's a burgundy bush bean. That one's going to get a little bit bigger. Did you just hear a mosquito? No, you did not hear a mosquito. You did not. All kinds. We've been picking beans off here left and right. The dragon tongue bush beans, I don't see. Oh, there might be some more flowers down there. See those? Okay. Either cucumbers or melons. Not sure. This is new growth. New growth. It's old growth. New growth. Random mystery tomato. These are also beans. I think these are also dragon tongue. So we might get a second round of those. Pretty sure that's a mystery tomato. This is where the peas were before. So all the tomatoes that were on this side had some shade to them. They should start popping up fairly quick. Some more tomatoes. Now that it's 85 degrees outside. These are eggplants. Those tomatoes will start taking off. These are those purple, long purple eggplants. Pretty sure that's what those are. Oh, look, there's some sorrel. Not even sure how to eat that, but there's another loofah. That guy needs to take off already. So I'll have a loofah on that side, a loofah on this side. It's hot out here. There's a red noodle bean right there. Here's some more tomatoes. I just watered, so they're kind of droopy right now. This is a black cherry tomato. That I remember. That's a black cherry. This is a black Brandywine. And yes, there's 3 of them. Just didn't feel like separating. This is red noodle bean. It needs to go up. That way. A beautiful Kajari melon. Those are going to be amazing. And then my monster plants. I don't know what kind they are, but they've got lots of blooms. A little bitty baby tomato right there. Heck yeah. Give me like 2 weeks. I'll find out what kind that is. These are hot peppers. Pretty sure they're either, what is it? Atomic or I don't know. They're hot. They're hot peppers. These I'm going to have to start tying up. I had to tie this one up with a string, and as it grows, you just kind of wrap it around, and it's tied up here to this PVC pipe. That one I'm going to need to tie up because it's going to get big. That's a sunflower. That's a sunflower. That right there is an okra. That's a dragon tongue bush bean. All these tomato plants. This is borage. These are the flowers. And it doesn't really do much other than get really big. When the leaves are teeny, teeny, tiny, they taste exactly like cucumbers. Supposed to be great for pollinators. We'll see how that goes. This dude, see, look, down there got a baby basil hanging out under there. That's a dwarf Greek basil. Oh, let's see, here's more basil. Oh, yeah, that is super fragrant. That one is also a dwarf Greek basil. I can probably take this whole branch right there, prune that off, prune that off, and prune this one. Take those in and dry them. That is super fragrant. Take those inside and add them. Here's a baby tomato. I don't remember seeing that one. And there's a sucker. Pull that out. There's a sucker. We just came through here Sunday and pruned suckers. Those weren't there. And look at this. Look at these large leaf basils. I will never need to buy basil ever again in my life. These are zinnias. These are going to be really pretty once they pop up full of color. These are red cherry tomatoes. This one and that one. I don't know what that one is. I just want it to live. So we're going to have red cherry tomatoes coming up this way on this archway. Tigger melons coming up on that archway along with the scarlet runner beans. We're going to have Kajari melons come up this way, red noodle beans. These tomatoes I'm going to trellis up this way too with a red noodle bean. These tomatoes I'm just going to trellis up as much as I can. The Malabar spinach is going to take off and cover this whole part. The tomatoes here, same thing. Just going to weave them in and out of the trellis. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
Some more tomatoes and either cucumbers or melons, whichever ones these are, they're going to all over the place. And these cucumbers, I just gave them this whole trellis to take over. I believe those are Ashley cucumbers. And those are straight 8 cucumbers. If not, it's the other way around. I just know that those are the 2 I planted. That's the raised garden bed. I've got all of this area, not quite as pretty, but just as functional. That whole bed is full of peppers. That one's doing fairly well. Jalapenos on this side, habaneros on that side, okra. In each one of these cages is a whole yellow cherry or a yellow pear tomato plant. Those I just popped right in the ground. I had like 5 packets. I should not have planted all of those. We have melons. I think that's the Dixie Queen. Over here, Dixie Queen. And these are honeydew melons. There's a whole row. There's 2 rows, one on that side and one on this side. All of the bigger plants are okra. Give them a couple weeks and I'll show you what they look like. Yellow pear. supposed to be really good. I have found that the lighter the fruit, there's not quite as much taste. That one's not doing so hot. This one's doing a little better. There's an okra. There's 4 okra here. I think these are the Clemson spineless. Those are burgundy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are also burgundy. Those are Hill Country. Burgundy here. Louisiana, I think. I'm not sure. We have, I think I counted over 60 okra plants and over 50 tomatoes.